At the end of the day, you can treat your frame of mind or your ability to be positive like a muscle. And I say that to say that you can train yourself to be positive, train yourself to think that way. If you're exercising constantly, you're constantly feeding your muscles a diet of exercise, and they're going to grow by nature. They're going to grow. So the same thing stands true for your attitude and for your mind frame and your way of thinking. If you're constantly feeding yourself positive thoughts, then it's going to be easier for you to be positive. Like here lately, I've been dealing with a lot more positive people, and so I have a greater frame of reference for positivity when I get into a situation where I would have normally reacted in an adverse way. Now I have other things to draw from, other pools, other thoughts, patterns of thought to draw from, to help me, to keep me from being the negative individual that I would have been had I not had these influences introduced to me. So like my mother always was positive and gave me reasons not to do certain things, but that was just one avenue and one way of thinking. Her experiences and whatnot were different than mine, and so it wasn't always as beneficial as it could have been. That's not to say anything against my mother at all, because she's a wonderful person and she's did a wonderful job raising me, but some of the things she said just didn't impact me the same as some of the things that I hear from other individuals. I don't know whether it's because they've just been in different circumstances or whatever, but it different frames of reference, whatever the case may be. I've been afforded different points of view from different people, and that gives me, but that's just because I've been feeding myself a diet of that lately. Whereas if I hadn't been feeding myself that positivity from all these individuals, then I still have the same pool of thought and pool of information to draw from when I'm in a challenging or adverse situation, and I still react the same way that I had been. And so if I'm feeding myself, for instance, and I have nothing against rap music, but just to say rap music, if I'm constantly feeding myself a diet of that, and all it's doing is reinforcing the ideas that I already have, as far as aggression are concerned, then when I reach into myself to try to find something to use, a tool to use to keep myself from being aggressive, I'm not going to have it. All I'm going to find is that those same words and things that are reinforcing the attitude and the mood that I already have. So when I began to incorporate all these different people and ideas that are better than the ideas that are different than the ideas that I have had, and are more positive than the ideas that I've had, now when I reach into my toolbox, I have different tools of dealing with the whatever inconvenience has arisen. And so that's what I'm saying. Just it's like I said on another video, it's important the company that you keep and the knowledge that you feed yourself, because that's what's gonna, in the long line, it can determine whether you're successful or not. Because if you can lock yourself into patterns just based upon the fact that you continue to think the same thing and along the same lines. But that being said, man, maximum effort when it comes to your thought process too, and improving it. Let's get it.